Elizabeth Musa joins us this morning on Trendwave. Lizzie, what's happening this morning?
As usual, so many things are happening, but this time around, Nigerian social media influencer Ada Lapinki, whose real name is Ebere Ada, has opined that women should be given money when they go on a date with a man. Ada Lapinki made this known during a session on Frankly Speaking podcast alongside a female colleague, where they explained in the viral video that they expect a man to give them transport fares after their date because they have spent so much money preparing for this date. Now, they also mentioned that, paying makeup artists to get ready, trying out different dresses, wearing expensive wigs should definitely be, appreciated with money gifts. Now, here's what they had to say.
Naomi, if you're going to see Don Jazzy, will you ask him to pay your transport?
What do you call him name?
Because if you go out because it's Don Jazzy, it means you can go on a date with Don Jazzy 5 times and not ask for transport.
I'm sorry.
You're a wicked person,
I'm
Naomi.
sorry, there are so many other things that you can benefit from a person like Don Jazzy than a regular Chukudi or Chukuma in my DM.
Wow! My name.
You asked me out for like a long time. Let's hang out now. One thing. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Now you call a makeup artist.
Like 25,000 or 30,000.
30,000. You test different outfits, wear wig, and I'll go out to meet you. I always expect, oh, it was nice meeting you. Just take.
What you are saying is that you are going out of the house to make money from the guy.
No, it's not about making money. Do you know the cost of being a fine girl in Lagos? It's expensive.
Do you know the cost of being a fine girl in Lagos? That's the key question there. So that's what she has to say. That's what Ada and Naomi had to say about, going out on dates, spending money, wearing lovely dresses, putting on pretty wigs. They feel that at the end of the day, you should get rewarded with, cash gifts. But let's check out some of the comments before I come to you, Oluchi and Joe. Now, that one is from Lil Smurf. Lil Smurf says, what you're saying is that anytime I see a fine girl with makeup and expensive hair, I should spend at least $200 just for transport. And there he is laughing because it sounds ridiculous. Now that one is from Cassidy. Cassidy says, the truth is that DJ Copy can't say this. That's the difference between class and hunger. Whoa. And then we had that one from Didi. Didi says, is this scripted? Because what mentality is this? Wow. And then we had one from Vivo Ninja. Vivo says, I thought you guys said you make and wear good clothes for yourself and not for a man. Then why do you expect men to compensate you for things you do for yourself? That's the big question right there, Oluchi and Joe. And that is what is trending. But we had this one from one of a Big Brother former housemate. Says, please, I've been seeing all this post about when you go on a date with a man, he should give you money to go. My mom raised me to never order for something I can't afford at first and to always carry money in my bag for safety purposes. Then she went on to say that decorum is everything and there will be plenty of days for him to spoil you, but why not spoil yourself by going home with a clear mind and not being manipulated by his money? It says, do you really like him or his taxi fare? You know it's a first date. Jeez, easy now. That's how URL feels about this. And that is what is the big video trending on the Nigerian social media space at the moment. Joe and Oluchi, what do you make of it?
This is what you were talking about, saying you might find it disturbing, but I may not. Okay.
Yeah, I can't imagine Joe Hansen inviting J-Lo on a date and telling J-Lo J-Lo is asking, can you give me money for my transport?
You can send her a ride. It's still the same thing.
But really, Elizabeth and Joe, if this is not happening, ladies won't request for it. We have a lot of men. I've heard of men who give. The indirect name is thanks for coming. Thanks for coming when you go to some certain caliber of parties. When you're leaving. Please, you cannot take class or hunger to an account to withdraw money. So, for me, that's just, you can't take class or hunger to a bank to make withdrawal. It's not going to work. So if you think it works for you, let it work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then please look for another liner to use to initiate a conversation.
But you know what I'm thinking about this particular video? I'm saying perhaps they're looking for clout. Maybe this is not actually how they think. They're probably trying to get, viral, which
to get it on Trendwave.
Of course. And of course, they are getting the buzz they think they want from that video.
Please, you'll be shocked that a lot of ladies have this expectation when they go on dates.
I agree.
Really, in real life. It's called thanks for coming. There's a reason for that name.
Whoa.
Thank you for
Thanks
coming.
for coming. Wow. The cost of being a fine girl. Meanwhile, I saw a guy saying that what's the cost of being a fine guy, but we'll keep that for another day. Now in Kenya, a woman from Kawangware has been charged in court for biting off her lover's ears during a domestic brawl. Now the news reportedly says that Zainab Ochero committed this offensive act after her lover, Joseph Karanja, gave her only 100 Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to 365 naira as transport fare back home. Now, transport is still a big problem. Now, appearing before Kibera Senior Principal Magistrate Charles Mwaniki on Tuesday, March 1, Zainab pleaded not guilty to these charges. Now, the couple who met to, of course, discuss their differences after Karanja accused her of infidelity could not resolve their fight. And on this note, Ochero made a move to opt to call a bike to take her back home, and Karanja, her husband, handed her this 100 Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to 365 naira. And this made matters worse, which led her to biting his ears. Now, Citizen Digital Report says that she has been released on the basis of 300,000 Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to 1 million naira. And the matter has been adjourned till Wednesday, March 16. Now, that's the news coming out of Kenya again as of yesterday, and it's still about transport fare. And this is really worrisome. Although she has pleaded not guilty to these charges, but we'll follow up with this news by Wednesday, March of 16 to see what actually comes out of this. But this is quite a big story right now, and I want us to take a look at some of the comments people are making about this, but I get back to you, Joe and Oluchi. Now, this one is Salo. Salo says, but on a serious note, women have to know that for equality and feminism to stand, both men and women should contribute towards their needs, including transport fare. That's how Salo feels about this. And Sandy says, now wow, this transport fare issue again. And of course, she's crying about it. Now, this one says, now DJ that start all this thing, no. Going back to the first trend wave we took on this, and that one says, is this a season of transport fare? So it's quite interesting. As this particular one is sad because biting a man's ears because of transport fare just shows. And I'm saying, is that women don't have money, and why always money for transport?
I mean, wait. I should ask both of you ladies now. Oluchi, what is the problem with transport fare? Lizzie, what's the problem?
I mean,
let me start with Oluchi. What's the problem with transport fare?
No. But Joe, really, in this scenario, class is her giving the guy back his money, but maybe to her, hunger is her biting off his ears. So you see what I'm telling you about class and hunger? You cannot take it to the bank. But really,
but that was reaching. That was too much to do if indeed she did that.
You know what amazes me, Lizzie, with that story of yours is that the 100 Kenyan shillings is worth 365 naira. Less than, you know. And then
$1.
The money she would use to bail herself is 1 million. So why did she even bother biting off the ear?
But that is even ridiculous if you ask me, Joe. Why would you give someone that amount of money for transport fare? What can 365 naira do? Is that 1 naira per day? That's for 365 days of the year.
If that's what he has.
Okay, so let's do it like they do it. Let's do it like they do it in the Senate. All in support of transport fare. Say aye.
Aye.
I think I'll just stand on. I'm saying if you want to help, just help. Just do that as your own way of saying, you know what. Thank you for coming. Thank you,
Your discretion
for being my date. But it shouldn't be mandatory.
You need to finish what you started.
All in no support of TFS. Say
nay.
Typical.
Lizzie in the middle. I like that.
But
Thank you
that's
so
what
much,
is trending this morning.
I wish we could go on and on and on. I mean, this is it. Thanks for bringing Trendwave on our way all day, every time you're here on breakfast. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.